Hi there, this is the story of NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. Right now the market cap is about $4.8 trillion, the highest among the highest, and the price close to $200 per share. And the most important question is whether NVIDIA is still a great investment at the current price valuation market cap. And the answer, you will find it in this box. During this video, I'll open the box and you'll find my answer here. Now, to understand this business, you have to look at what they do. You already know that. And then to look what's next, how much they can grow. Because once you figure that out, you can easily predict the increase in the stock price and market cap. By the way, I have far better investment ideas than NVIDIA. If you are interested to make more money, then simply go to my profile, press join and choose Titan Investor. And there you have access to my portfolio, where my annual performance over the last 4 years has been 40% a year. So keep in mind, if you want a better investment idea than NVIDIA, join my membership. So let's begin the analysis. First, if you look at the revenue, we all know that it went up like crazy from 27 billion to over 140 billion, and big surprise is still growing. They expect to almost double the revenue for 2026 to deliver over 206 billion in revenue. That's amazing. And here is the important part. For the first half of 2026, 6 months, they succeeded to deliver 45 billion in earnings. So this is extremely high margins. And that's great for shareholders, especially the ones who bought this company a few years ago. And you see the increase in the earnings from 4 billion to 40 billion, close to 72 billion. And now, for the full year, you might see 90 billion in earnings. Now, the trick is, if you look at the revenue, earnings, yes, the market cap is quite overvalued. But let's understand a little how they make money. Most of the revenue comes from data centers. Be more precise, AI chips used in data centers. 88% of the revenue, right? And gaming, GPUs, 9.2%. And of course, they also have other segments, small segments. And on their balance sheet, yes, they have some cash, $56 billion, and debt, $8 billion. This is quite a small amount compared to their earnings and revenue. And of course, when you compare this amount to the current market cap. Now, you have to understand what's their size, how much they can grow. As a question, how much can they grow in the future? From 206 billion, this is what they expect for 26. Can they increase, double this revenue, triple, or 10x? Because if they 10x the revenue, for sure also their income will go up a lot, and so the market cap. Now, let me give you some facts. It is expected between $3 and $4 trillion in AI infrastructure spending by 2030. And most of this amount is expected to be, guess what? AI chips, data centers. And now, if you take the revenue and try to calculate the market share for NVIDIA based on this expected AI spending, NVIDIA has a market share of only 6.6%. Future market share. Because for the moment, they have the highest market share. It's higher than this 6. Future. And imagine like this. Imagine this 6.6%, not like market share, because maybe you get wrong this idea. Imagine 6.6% of this total spending that goes into their revenue. So if NVIDIA doubles, they can increase this percentage just by 2x. go to over 13%, revenue from this level can easily double to 400 billion. 400 billion revenue. Is that possible? Yes. I mean, they can increase this market share. Then, if they can also maintain their profit margins, high margins, let's say to deliver here revenue, 200 billion in earnings, then at this valuation, yes, the market cap is justified. If you have 200 billion in earnings, the current market cap is justified. I mean, your return can be about 10%, but only if they also continue their high growth rate. Be aware of this, because if their growth rate by any chance drops 1 quarter, 2 quarters, expect 50% decline in the stock price easily. So here you have to be very careful. So this is what you have to see to have a return like this, 10% average. 400 billion in revenue, 200 billion in earnings. And your return might be higher than 10%, between 10 and 15%. At the current price you pay. Current price and current valuation. If you believe they can deliver 400 billion, 200 billion earnings, so 400 billion revenue, 200 billion earnings, then at the current price you pay for this company, this is your return. In case they increase, they can eat more, to attract more money, the revenue from this spending, let's say to 26, and yes, from this level, your return can be even higher. Revenue to go to 800 billion, and earnings 400 billion. In this case, more than 2x on an investment by 2030. By the way, this spending is by 2030. So in the next, 5 years. This can also happen. Now, once you understand their market size, you have to figure out what are the chances this to happen. 400 billion revenue, 200 billion earnings. What are the chances? And once you figure that out, that's your chance to have a return over 10% from this company at the current level. And if you believe more, even more than 10%, let's say 2x in a few years. And as I said, in my portfolio, I have far better investment ideas that can deliver you 2x, more than 2x, with low risk in just a few years. So it's up to you if you want to take advantage or not. So to open the box and show you the answer for this company, NVIDIA, my answer is no. At the current valuation is not a great investment, even if they are growing like crazy. I don't believe this growth rate will continue so much. Yes, they might achieve 400 billion revenue, but again, at the current price, this is the return you want. You get 10%. Are you pleased with that? Then go ahead and invest in this company. But in my view, I want a far higher return when I invest in a company, not 10%. I want more than the average. As you've seen, my performance, 30%, over 30%. So if you are pleased with this return, NVIDIA may be a good investment if they deliver these numbers, revenue and earnings. If not, as I said, expect 50% drop in the stock price. So that's it for this video. And if you have other questions about this company or my membership, please let me know in the comments.